Hey Warriors fans, we have some exciting updates coming your way today, and we are diving straight into the latest news surrounding the Golden State Warriors. The season is underway, and it has been a roller coaster ride so far, with the team experiencing both highs and lows. One of the most notable updates comes from the injury front, particularly concerning D'Anthony Melton. Fans have been eagerly waiting for news on his recovery, and the Warriors have provided some promising information. Melton, who has been sidelined since last season due to a torn ACL, has been gradually ramping up his activity in practice and scrimmages. The team is reevaluating him every 10 days, and the current expectation is that he could make his season debut sometime in early December. This comes after months of rehab following surgery in early December of the previous year, and it is clear that the Warriors are taking a cautious approach to ensure his long-term health. Melton has spent time honing his skills with the Warriors G League affiliate in Santa Cruz, and the plan is for him to join the main roster and practice sessions soon. Once cleared, he will likely start with limited minutes, as the team integrates him back into the rotation carefully. D'Anthony Melton is a versatile guard known for his defensive capabilities and athleticism. Over the past several seasons, he has consistently contributed in multiple areas, averaging just over 9 points, nearly 4 rebounds, and almost 3 assists per game, along with a steal and a half per outing. While his shooting can be streaky at times, he adds value with his ability to space the floor and defend multiple positions. The Warriors are considering how best to deploy him once he returns, and while a starting role alongside Stephen Curry is a possibility, it seems more likely that he will come off the bench initially. His presence, particularly on the defensive end, will be crucial in taking some pressure off Curry, allowing the team to maintain intensity while balancing minutes and matchups. The decision will also impact the current rotation, where Buddy Hield, Brandon Podziemski, Will Richard, and even Jimmy Butler have shared time at the shooting guard spot. Melton's return could create new lineup combinations, potentially opening up more options for Steve Kerr as he continues to manage a roster dealing with multiple injuries. Speaking of injuries, the Warriors have had a rough start in terms of health, missing several key players in various games. Stephen Curry has been dealing with ankle soreness, forcing him to sit out recent contests after tweaking it multiple times during the road trip. Draymond Green was sidelined due to illness, and Jonathan Kuminga has been out with a knee issue, leaving him day-to-day without a definitive return timeline. Al Horford has been out for back-to-back games as part of a rotation for injury management, and Jimmy Butler also missed action due to a back problem. The absence of these core players has forced Steve Kerr to experiment with different lineups, sometimes fielding his 7th different starting 5 in as many games. This constant adjustment has tested the depth and flexibility of the roster, as younger players like Will Richard and Pat Spencer have been asked to step into larger roles, while veterans like Podziemski and Hield have faced additional responsibility to keep the team competitive. On the court, the Warriors have shown flashes of brilliance, but have struggled to maintain consistency, particularly when playing on the road. They have hovered around a .500 record, showing the same pattern for consecutive seasons after 17 games. Recent contests have highlighted shooting struggles, with the team shooting below 40% from three-point range in key moments and committing far too many turnovers. Against the Miami Heat, for instance, the Warriors managed to hold a 2-point lead going into the final quarter, but collapsed defensively, scoring just 22 points in the fourth. The game ended with them shooting a mere 36% from the field and 27% from deep, while committing 21 turnovers. Despite these numbers, individuals like Brandon Podziemski have stepped up, scoring 20 points, but overall, the team's collective shooting has not met expectations. Key contributors like Buddy Hield, Draymond Green, and Al Horford have struggled with efficiency, taking multiple shots per game while shooting 40% or less from the field. These performance issues have been exacerbated by turnover problems and subpar rebounding, as the team ranks in the lower third in rebound percentage while committing nearly 18 turnovers per game, making it difficult to maintain sustained offensive momentum. Even with these challenges, there are signs of adaptation and resilience within the squad. Quinton Post, for example, broke out of a shooting slump with a 19-point performance, hitting a majority of his shots from the field and three-point range, demonstrating the potential for impact even amidst tough stretches. Meanwhile, younger players like Richard and Podziemski continue to show promise, with Podziemski providing scoring, rebounding, and passing versatility when paired with the core lineup. However, inconsistencies remain, and Steve Kerr faces crucial decisions on lineup configurations moving forward, particularly with the upcoming homestand that could provide an opportunity to stabilize rotations and optimize player minutes. The integration of Melton, combined with the expected return of Butler, Green, and Horford, will be pivotal in reshaping the team's dynamic and giving the Warriors a stronger chance to compete in both offensive and defensive scenarios. Off the narrative of injuries and rotations, Jimmy Butler's return to Miami sparked considerable attention due to the circumstances surrounding his trade and previous tenure with the Heat. Butler's exit from Miami was tumultuous, marked by tension and dissatisfaction, and his recent return highlighted lingering emotions. He did not engage with his former teammates following the game, instead heading straight to the locker room, a move that drew mixed reactions from fans and highlighted the complex dynamics of professional basketball, where personal history and team interactions often intersect with on-court performance. While this subplot does not directly influence the current Warriors rotation, it underscores the emotional landscape of players and the challenges they face in maintaining focus and cohesion amid transitions and rivalries. Returning to the court, the Warriors' early season performance underscores the critical importance of stabilizing key contributors. Without Curry, Butler, Green, and Kuminga in various games, the team has been forced to rely on bench depth and alternating starters. The matchup against Miami illustrated the potential of Pat Spencer, who delivered a standout performance with 11 points, 13 assists, and 8 rebounds. Yet even his efforts were not enough to overcome dominant opponents like Norman Powell, who exploded for 25 points, 22 in the second half alone. This highlights the ongoing challenge for Golden State, balancing defensive intensity, efficient scoring, and minimizing turnovers, particularly when top players are unavailable or limited by injuries. The game also served as a reminder of the unpredictability of young talent and the necessity for Kerr to experiment with combinations, seeking optimal chemistry and maximizing net ratings. In examining recent lineups, the contrast between effective and underperforming rotations is clear. Will Richard, for instance, had been delivering consistent shooting before a scoreless outing against the Heat, demonstrating the fragile nature of performance streaks and the consequential decisions Kerr must make. On the other hand, lineups featuring Podziemski and Moody alongside Curry, Butler, and Green have shown high net ratings and efficiency, suggesting the potential blueprint for future success when health permits. As such, upcoming games will not only test individual resilience, but also Kerr's strategic acumen in orchestrating rotations that balance experience, defensive coverage, and offensive spacing. As the Warriors navigate this early season turbulence, one of the key storylines revolves around the challenge of integrating returning players while maintaining a rhythm in both offense and defense. DeAnthony Melton's eventual return will offer a significant boost, particularly in defensive matchups, where his ability to guard multiple positions can help relieve the burden on Curry and others. Kerr will likely introduce Melton gradually, focusing on matchups that exploit his strengths while keeping him within a manageable minutes limit. His arrival could also spark competition within the backcourt, creating subtle shifts in roles for Buddy Hield, Brandon Podziemski, and Will Richard. Each player has unique strengths, with Podziemski offering scoring punch, Richard providing energy and defensive versatility, and Hield contributing shooting potential. The delicate balancing act will fall squarely on Kerr, as he evaluates who complements Curry best, how bench scoring can be maximized, and which combinations offer the most stability when facing top-tier opponents. While injuries have dominated headlines, the Warriors' on-court execution remains a central concern. Road games have consistently highlighted inefficiencies in shooting and ball movement, with turnovers and poor shot selection undermining otherwise solid team defense. Golden State's struggles beyond the arc and from mid-range continue to be pressing issues, even when the team benefits from high-level individual performances. Podziemski's ability to create space, Spencer's passing vision, and Post's mid-range accuracy are vital components. Yet the team's cohesion often falters when key veterans are absent. Curry's absence, in particular, exposes vulnerabilities, as opponents can focus on limiting secondary scorers and exploiting defensive gaps. When Curry returns to action, the dynamic shifts, but maintaining consistency throughout the rotation remains a primary challenge. In this context, every game without the full roster serves as both a test and a preparation for when the Warriors finally return to full strength, emphasizing the importance of resilience, adaptability, and strategic adjustments. The Warriors' performance against the Miami Heat illustrated these dynamics vividly. Despite missing multiple key contributors, Golden State managed to hold a lead late into the third quarter, showcasing the team's determination and the ability of role players to rise to the occasion. However, the fourth quarter highlighted recurring issues, as offensive production dried up and defensive lapses allowed Miami to seize control. Norman Powell's explosive second-half performance underlined the difficulty of guarding dynamic scores without a complete roster, while the Warriors' inability to convert possessions into high-percentage shots emphasized the ongoing need for discipline and execution. The combination of missed opportunities, turnovers, and inconsistent shooting underscores the necessity for Kerr to manage rotations carefully, adjusting minutes, roles, and responsibilities to optimize performance both at home and on the road. Quentin Post's recent breakout offers hope in this regard. After a slump that saw him struggle to convert shots, his 19-point performance demonstrated the potential for a player to regain confidence and impact outcomes when given the right opportunities. Post's defensive contributions complement his scoring, providing balance in lineups that must compensate for the absence or limitation of other players. The Warriors' coaching staff is clearly focused on leveraging these types of performances to stabilize the rotation, particularly during the upcoming homestand, where strategic experimentation will be key. By identifying which players can reliably contribute in multiple facets of the game, Kerr can begin to build a more consistent lineup capable of weathering injuries and maintaining competitiveness across a demanding schedule. Buddy Hield's struggles this season have been a topic of considerable discussion. Even when granted extended minutes against Miami, Hield failed to capitalize on opportunities, shooting poorly from both the floor and beyond the arc while committing multiple turnovers. His defensive lapses have also been noticeable, raising questions about his ability to secure a consistent role in the rotation. In contrast, players like Richard and Podziemski have demonstrated the ability to adapt and contribute in ways that compensate for such inconsistencies. The interplay between these players' performances and Kerr's lineup decisions will be crucial, as he must balance offensive output, defensive reliability, and minutes management while integrating returning veterans like Melton, Butler, and Green. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. Whispers are turning into a roar in the basketball world, and all eyes are on one name: LeBron James. According to sources close to the star, the four-time NBA champion has reportedly requested a trade to the Golden State Warriors, sending shockwaves across the league. The mere idea of LeBron donning a Warriors jersey has already ignited a frenzy among fans, analysts, and rival teams, and insiders suggest that three major franchises have quietly started exploring their responses. The first to react, as whispers indicate, is none other than the Los Angeles Lakers. With LeBron reportedly wanting out, the Lakers are said to be assessing their roster and potential trade packages, balancing star power against long-term strategy. Meanwhile, the Brooklyn Nets are allegedly monitoring the situation closely, keeping an eye on any window to either capitalize on Lakers' desperation or bolster their own lineup should LeBron's departure become inevitable. Not to be left out, the Miami Heat, a team with past championship ties to LeBron, are reportedly considering moves that could either retain talent or position themselves for a blockbuster return. Meanwhile, Warriors fans are already buzzing with speculation. The thought of pairing LeBron with Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green has analysts predicting a seismic shift in the balance of power across the NBA. Yet, caution runs high among insiders, who remind the public that trade negotiations of this magnitude are notoriously complex, with salary caps, player contracts, and draft picks all playing critical roles in the calculus. Social media has exploded with theories and mock lineups, with hashtags trending within minutes of the initial whispers. Sports podcasts and talk shows are devouring every nugget of information, dissecting potential fits, chemistry issues, and what such a move could mean for the legacy of both LeBron and the Warriors. Despite the excitement, executives are said to be moving quietly, attempting to gauge the best possible outcome without tipping their hand too soon. As the rumor mill churns faster than ever, one thing is certain. If LeBron James really is pushing for a move to Golden State, the NBA landscape could be on the brink of one of the most astonishing shifts in recent memory. Fans and teams alike are holding their breath, waiting to see whether this is the start of a new dynasty or just another tantalizing what-if in basketball lore. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.